Fellas, I want to get on to an issue which is important, very important, both on and off the pitch. QPR versus Chelsea, the handshake situation, James. I've discussed it. I'm not sure I've discussed it with you, Leroy, but I can't see how Anton Ferdinand can shake hands with John Terry purely from the point of view that when it gets to a court case which involves the two men the following week, it'll be used either for or against either or both of the men in the way that the case is presented.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult situation, and given that it happens 4 days before the start of the hearing, it's a very, very difficult issue. I mean, obviously, look, QPR and Chelsea have released that joint statement earlier in the week appealing for calm around the game, and I think the fans have got a responsibility on that level, but I think the players do as well. I think the only way that they can shake hands is if that handshake is supposed to be about fair play. It's supposed to be a fair play handshake.
I personally think it's
that
rubbish.
Is literally, but that is literally what it is called. It is a fair play handshake. Now, in the context of that game, you hope for fair play between the sides. So you would say it's possible that you could argue Anton should shake his hand and say, for this 90 minutes, this is about fair play. This handshake is about fair play. But it's got so much else riding on it that I'm not sure whether that's possible.
Let me just put this to you, please. You two gentlemen sitting there, right? Leroy is a black man and you're a white man. Just supposing that Leroy's in the position where you were alleged to have made a racist comment on it. And by the way, you've got to remember, Anton Ferdinand didn't even know there'd been a racist comment directed to him, even when he came off the pitch. I mean, Leroy, what would your feelings be about being asked to shake hands with a man who may allegedly be a racist aggressor against you?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't shake his hand. It's as simple as that. And the point is, I know what you're saying about the context of it being fair play. As soon as he shakes his hand, it's taken out of context, and it means that he thinks he's okay.
It could be used in a court case, as they say, but he couldn't have been that.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't shake his hand. It's as simple as that.
And that's why it's an impossible situation. I mean, we remember, and it obviously wasn't a racial issue, but we remember what happened with Wayne Bridge and John Terry. Wayne Bridge refused to shake his hand. Now, I don't think
that was a minuscule row compared to this one.
Of course it is. But I don't think. There was some story circulating earlier this week that the club QPR would ask Anton or instruct him what to do.
Exactly.
I don't think they can do that.
There was one story saying he will be told by the board to shake hands.
But that means he's condoning John Terry. That's what it means. That's what it represents. And to not just the people at QPR, but everybody in society, I don't think they would want to see that at this moment in time.
Wouldn't it be better if they just said, considering the circumstances, there won't be a team-to-team handshake?
Well, do you know what would be better if just one of them sat it out?
Exactly. And to be honest, you've got to remember, John Terry hasn't been found guilty yet. You know what I mean? So to not shake his hand, people will say, well, he's not guilty. But the point is, just take them out of that scenario so they don't have to do it.
Exactly.
Maybe say, look, I don't know, in the tunnel before, say good luck to each other out of sight and get on with it.
Personally, fellas, last word now. I would use this as an excuse to ban, well, not to ban, just to get rid of the handshake for the game anyway. I mean, as a professional footballer, you're going into combat. And the idea that you shake hands with your enemy before you go into combat is rubbish, honestly.
It means nothing.
It means nothing.
Shake hands after the game.
Yeah,
and say, look, we've had a bust up, whatever, but not
honestly,
before.
to me, it is pandering to the idea that, everybody's got to like each other, all, the egalitarian society. Not for me.